this is probably one of the most subtle things, which sometimes we're not even aware. You know, there is one kind of control where we are aware that we are controlling, and there's another very subtle control where we're not even aware that we're controlling people, and we're not even aware that we are being controlled by people. The biggest illusion that we live in is that we can control people. Let's say, and how do we control people? Controlling people is when people will respond to us the way we want them to do.
The way we want them to.
The way we want them to do. And if they're not doing it, we will react in a particular manner to get them to respond that way to us. Let's say, for example, and it can start with, again, that age, that the parents would want the child to behave in a particular manner, and if the child is not doing something that the parent wants him to do, one option is get angry. And when the parent gets angry, the child will suddenly change his or her behavior, and the parent feels the child is in my control. And this is not even a thought, we use it in our vocabulary. My child is in my control. And after a certain age we say, my child's gone out of control.
Out of control.
Out of control. So
now he's in the control of his wife.
Yeah. Not even wife is much later, yeah, but even when a child grows up to be like 14, 15 and doesn't start listening to everything that we want them to do. Teenagers today, they're out of control. And then, of course, like you said, once they get married, now he's in the control of his wife, which means everyone has to be in the control of someone or the other. That's what we feel. And we're trying to get them in our control. So when a parent gets angry with a child and the child changes their behavior after receiving the anger from the parent, the subtle feeling inside is, I was able to control him. If sometimes anger doesn't work, you don't use anger with everybody, you can also use being upset. You can see times when the parent will just stop talking to the child. Not get angry, just upset, just a low face, and the child will change his behavior.
Games people play.
This is not games, this is a way to get them.
An emotional game. No?
Yeah, emotional game. You don't even feel that you are blackmailing somebody, you just feel you want them to change to what you want them to be.
I'm agree with you.
Yeah, so either it can be anger, it can be hurt, it can be very, very upset. I'm disappointed, and the other person changes. So very subtle, different emotional reactions because of which other people change.
And the moment they change, I'm so proud of you.
That is very important. Now what happens is that if the other people change, it's fine because people have a choice to change according to what they feel is needed for that situation or that person. But the dangerous part is that I will start feeling that they changed because I can control them. It's like, let's say you're behaving in a particular way and I want you to behave in a little different way. So I use either anger or irritation or hurt. I just stop talking. I can just sulk like that and you change. Now, you change. Why do you change? You change is a choice that you make for whatever reasons. For the good of the relationship, because you want the other person to be happy, because you probably feel maybe what the other person is saying right, whatever, X, Y, Z.
Try to please him.
Reasons could be whatever. Even if you're doing it to please the other person, it's a choice that you are making.
Yes.
So whatever you are doing, whatever change you're bringing out in your behavior is your voluntary decision to change yourself. But the critical part is if I start feeling that I am able to control you. And what happens is if you change once, twice, thrice, it deepens my belief system that I am able to control this person. And then I'm going to start using that controlling power a little too often.
And what about the person who's being controlled he also feels weaker and weaker day by day, and he cannot do anything without the other party.
Yeah, now what? Yeah, perfect.
And then he also comes in that kind of a comfort zone. Arey, he's not at home. How do I solve this problem? Arey, he's not at home. I wish he was there. Okay, call him.
One is outer things that I can't do this and this without them. But here we're talking about control more on the subtle, the emotional level. Now, one is I am getting the feeling that I am controlling you, and you are getting the feeling that you are being controlled. And actually, both are not true. I am living in this illusion that I am controlling you, and you are living in this illusion that you are being controlled by the other person. Both are not true, because both make both the people weak. Even the one who gets used to controlling other people becomes weak.
Why?
Because every time I'm controlling, I'm also creating a subtle fear. What if they don't listen to me? And my happiness is again becoming dependent on you doing things my way. Because the minute you're not going to do it my way, I'm going to get disturbed, and immediately they're no longer in my control. And now what should I do to get them back into control? So it's another game altogether, which is only going to make me weak. And the other person who is feeling that I'm being controlled, that's even more critical, because they can continue living their life saying, I have no choice. I have to be like this because of, and point fingers at a lot of people. And both are actually not true. The one who is changing their response is making a conscious decision. Like a child, let's say even a child. 1 time, 2 times, 10 times, 50 times. They're choosing to do what the parent is saying. But they are choosing to do what the parent is saying.
Why are you emphasizing so much on choosing?
Because we should remember that today I am choosing to do what they're saying. Tomorrow I may choose not to do what they are saying.
So it's my choice.
It is my choice. Let me not say to myself, I'm being controlled by them.
And then not to blame
others
later.
Absolutely. Blame others for how I'm feeling.
So that makes you further weak. As you said, both the parties get weak.
Yes. If I understand that I am not being controlled, I'm choosing. I'm choosing to listen to what they're saying and change myself to whatever they want. It's my decision, very important. It's my decision. So most important, I have the power to lead my life the way I want to do it, rather than always feeling that I am victim to so many people.
But so many joint family daughter-in-laws and new entries in the family, they feel the same thing. I'm a victim. I'm forced, and they control me so much. I've got to listen to my husband, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law. I am what? Who have I been? Am I a slave? What the? These kind of feelings are there. No?
I have got to listen to them. Says who?
Says I.
Says I. Don't listen.
Then there'll be problems at home.
Good. So if I don't listen, there will be problems at home. Then what will happen?
Then there'll be fights between husband and wife.
Then there will be fights between husband and wife. Then what will happen?
Then the father-in-law and the son will fight.
Very good. Then what will happen?
Then they'll separate.
Then they will separate.
Then they might separate. Then it can lead to divorce.
Good. Then it would lead to divorce. So suppose I am the daughter-in-law, I don't want all these 5 things to happen.
So I'm choosing.
So I'm choosing to listen to them. And in some cases, where I'm just not going to agree to what they're going to say, I don't mind if all these 5 things happen. But I'm still going to stick to what I want to do. So either ways, it's my choice. It's very important, because...
It's beautiful, sister. Either way, it's my choice.
It's my choice.
If we remember this, we do not sulk and feel. Now, we made it so clear in very simple lines that either ways, it's my choice.
It's my choice. And let me do it with the awareness that it's my choice. Even if I am listening to what the other person is saying and using that option, what they are saying, I'm doing it because it's my choice. This makes me feel very good because it gives me the feeling that I'm living my life according to my choice and my decisions. I have the power to lead
But
my
here
life.
you cannot say, I did it for my father, I did it for for the sake of my relatives, and for the sake of respect of my family. All those
Actually,
things, their mind gives you all those tricks.
yes,
Yesterday also I was telling you, mind plays so many tricks.
yes, yes. So this is awareness. This is awareness. I'm doing it because I want to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever reason. Even to the extent of some women can suffer through domestic violence at home. They can get beaten up for years and years, bruised absolutely. Sometimes body is really damaged, but they continue living in the same house. And they'll say, can't do anything, it's because of them. No, they are choosing to live there. For 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever reasons. For my children, because I don't have anywhere else to go, because society will not accept if I move out, because my parents will not be ready if I move out of my husband's house and go there,
You
because
mean to
I'm
say,
not
let there
independent.
be any reason
Worst. Think
for
of the worst.
I'm doing for the sake of family, I'm doing for this, any reason, but finally it's my choice.
My choice. Someone in an office works in particular ways which they're not comfortable working in. Could be unethical practices, could be late working hours which they don't want to do, could be very high targets which they feel they cannot achieve and they're under a lot of stress trying to achieve it. But continuously saying to myself, it's because of them. Now, I'm choosing to do this because this job matters to me, because I don't think I can get a very good job right now, because my family is dependent on the salary that I get from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. I am choosing to do this. No one is controlling me. So I'm not a victim. I'm a master. It's a big shift. Big shift.
Just now I was saying, oh, one has to do this, oh, one has to do that because of life. I mean, family, the victim, suddenly it's my choice and I'm doing it. Even my way of speaking changes. If the thought makes me change as an actor, I can feel the difference.
Yes, and it also tells me that I have a choice,
And gives
even
me
if I want to do something else.
more self-esteem and more
Absolutely.
self-confidence. I
Absolutely.
could feel in those two lines itself.
Yes, this. Now take this to everything. It could be in terms of doing things for people. It could be in terms of feeling things when with people. I am choosing. Nobody is controlling me. I am not controlling the other person.